Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body and in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing and renewing and regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, if you have a success story you'd like to share, if you just want to contribute to the conversation, our number today is 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. We'll get your calls in our second segment. We're going to talk to Keith McLeod of Block It Pocket in our fourth segment. So we'll get your calls here in our second segment. If you have questions about the longevity products, the longevity business, formulation, skincare, ingredients, we're here for you. We welcome your calls at 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear advertised on the program or recommended on the program, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and order products directly off the website. You can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the website as well. You can also head over to my blog, pharmacistben.com, or my new blog, criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. They're friendly and knowledgeable. They know all about the longevity products and the longevity business. 866-735-2470 is their phone number. And our number today is 844-236-6010. Try to call in early. We'll get your calls here in our second segment. All right, thanks for joining us on The Bright Side. We're talking skincare and skincare products. The key to understanding skincare products, as we said yesterday, is understanding the all-important ingredient deck. The silliest way to make an assessment on a skincare product is to rub it on your skin and then rub your finger along your skin where you put the product on and, oh, that feels nice. No, that's just some superficial wax or oil. And this is what most of us believe is a measurement or criteria that determines how effective a skincare product is. In fact, when you feel a skincare product on your skin, what you're really feeling is a additional barrier, a superficial layer that will keep the skin from reacting appropriately to the environment. It'll suffocate the skin in a sense. It'll suppress chemistry in the skin. In fact, the silliest thing you could ever put on your dry skin, believe it or not, the craziest thing you could ever put on your dry skin, the most dry skin inducing strategy that you could ever do, you could ever use on your dry skin is putting a moisturizer on. Moisturizers are anti-moisturizing. Moisturizers induce dry skin. How do you like that? You have dry skin, you put a moisturizer on, it makes your skin even drier. And we all know this because we get addicted to our moisturizing lotion. This is why the more skincare product you use, the more moisturizer you use, the drier your skin is. I noticed this in the pharmacy setting when I graduated pharmacy school and went out to work in the drugstores. This was the most steady and consistent complaint people had about their skincare products. The more they used, the drier their skin was. And the skincare companies aren't going to tell you that. I worked for Blistex from the formulation in the laboratory, and we love this at Blistex. This is why people get addicted to their chapstick or their Blistex or their lip medicine. The lips and the skin are loaded with what we call in the business natural moisture factors. These are amino acids, same amino acids that make up proteins, in addition to sugars and fats that have a water-trapping property. The lips and the skin are loaded with these moisture factors, the so-called natural moisture factor. Well, it turns out that this natural moisture factor, these sponges that attract water, they in effect sponges, they're biomolecular or biochemical sponges. These sponges are suppressed by the activity of moisturizer. So the more moisturizer you use, the less natural sponges you have, and the drier your skin becomes. This is why the silliest and most manipulative, from a skincare company perspective, strategy for dealing with dry skin is rubbing a moisturizer on your skin. So then you say, well, why? What am I going to do? My skin is really dry. Well, first of all, recognize that skin should never be dry. No skin is supposed to be dry. Yet, I would have to say, at least 80% of the folks I talk to who use skincare products complain of dry skin. Almost everybody has dry skin. This is indicative of how unhealthy we are. Dry skin is a health issue. It's an internal issue. It's not a skincare issue. The only way you're going to address dry skin from a topical skincare perspective is to use topical nutrients. This is why I formulated my Truth Treatment products. This is why I formulated the products for my old companies. This is how I've been formulating skincare for 32 years, by using topical nutrition, topical skin nutrition. And as we've said repeatedly, there's really only 2 topical nutrients that are going to have an effect on the skin. But in order to understand how to leverage these topical nutrients, how to leverage your skincare products, leverage skin health products to really create a change in the skin, you got to understand the ingredient deck. We got to read the ingredient deck. Now, surprise, surprise, a lot of companies don't want you to know their ingredient deck, especially department store companies. Why do you think that the ingredient decks are written on the package and not on the bottle? Well, because companies know that you're going to throw out the package and keep the bottle and not have the ingredient decks, because nobody wants you to read their ingredient deck, or a lot of folks don't want you to read their ingredient deck. Why? Because you'll see, if you read the ingredient deck, there isn't much in a skincare product for the most part. In the world of skincare, there's not a lot of difference between skincare products. In the world of skincare, there's not a lot of difference from a chemistry perspective between super expensive skincare products that you buy in a department store, buy in Nordstrom's or Bergdorf Goodman or whatever your Barney's or whatever your favorite department store is. Even if you're spending $1,000 for the bottle, there's not a lot of difference between the ingredients in your $1,000 a bottle skincare product and your $5 a bottle skincare product that you buy at Kmart. But if you don't read the ingredient deck, or you don't understand the ingredient deck, you're not going to know that. You're just going to rub the stuff on your skin, rub your finger on the product, and say, oh, that feels nice. You got to be an ingredient deck reader. One of the key elements of an ingredient deck is what I call the 2% point. The 2% point is the point on the ingredient deck at which all the ingredients that follow are at 2% or less. There's also a 1% point, and there's a 0.5% point. And I can always tell by looking at an ingredient deck, and you should too, and you will after, if you listen to the Bright Side here for the next few days, because we're going to be talking about ingredients and ingredient decks. You can always tell how active a product is by the 2% point, the 0.5% point, or the 1% point. You'll see that most of the good stuff is after the 0.5% point. That means it's in your ingredients at very, very in your ingredient deck or in your product at very, very tiny concentrations. If you see your favorite ingredient, the ingredient you read about in the newspaper, the ingredient they're promoting in the product at the very bottom of your ingredient deck, chances are pretty good, if it's a standard formulation, there isn't much in there. You'll get wax, you'll get oil, you'll get emulsifying agent, you'll certainly get water. And there, in those 4 ingredients, wax, oil, or fake oil, emulsifying agent, and water, you've got 95 to 98, even up to 99% of most skincare products. And I don't care if you're spending $1,000 an ounce or $5 an ounce or 10 cents an ounce. This is how skincare has been done since time immemorial. And this is how modern skincare has been done since 1920 or so, when Helena Rubinstein came over from Europe and decided to make skincare a marketing-driven business. Back then, they didn't know anything about the skin. Do you know we really didn't even understand nutrition in the 1920s or the 1910s. We certainly didn't know the micro structure of the skin in the 1920s, 1910, 1930s, etc. But today's skincare products are vestiges of that time in the early 20th century. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Farmers keep their livestock lean and healthy with a mineral-rich diet. Before market, they cut off minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains. If weight control is this easy, why prescribe surgery for humans? Avoid 900 different diseases by getting 90 essential nutrients. Check out sonsoflibertyteam.com, order your Healthy Start Pack, and get your 90 for life, or call 855-301-TEAM. Essential, not optional. 90 for life at sonsoflibertyteam.com or 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237. On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw of free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time. 24/7 on our archive pages at brightsideben.com and also benfuchsarchives.com. If you miss a program or you want to review a program or you want to direct a potential client, customer, friend, patient, to any of the things we talk about on this program, you can head over to brightsideben.com or benfuchsarchives.com and check out our archive page. Got 4 years plus of archives. You can also purchase any of the longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off of brightsideben.com, also off of my blogs, criticalhealthnews.com, and pharmacistben.com. Thank you to Robert Lundgren who set that up for me. That's pharmacistben.com, or also my new blog, criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Our number today, we'll get your calls here in just a second, and we do have lines open for you at 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. We're talking skincare. We'll be talking skincare for a little bit. My new Truth Treatment products are out, and you can check them out at truthtreatments.com. I call them treatments because they are treatments. They're not just ordinary skincare. You can't just rub them on your skin. In fact, that's really all you need to know about the real uselessness of most skincare products. And you can rub something on your skin willy-nilly and not have to pay attention to how you're using it or how much you're using or what's in the product. That tells you don't have much there. And that indeed is the case when it comes to most skin products, topical skin products. There's not much there. There's silliness there, that's for sure. Lots of crazy ideas and marketing-driven strategies there, that's for sure. And it really kind of ticks me off a little bit because it underestimates or doesn't appreciate the skin as an organ of the body. That's really the bottom line here, you guys. The skin is an organ. It's part of the body. We give lip service to this idea of the organ nature of the skin, but if we can just rub stuff on and not even think about what's in there, what does that say about how we respect the skin? It says we don't respect the skin. My God, there are just the preservatives alone, the toxicity of just the preservatives alone, diazolidonylurea and iodopropylbutylcarbamate and methylparaben and propylparaben and glycinates and just horrible things just in the preservative fraction that is designed to kill living entities. That's what a preservative does. It kills living entities. Yes, microbial entities, yeast and fungus, and you don't want to have yeast and fungus and bacteria in your skincare product, thus the necessity of preservatives, but it's not a good idea. Not to mention the perfumes and the fragrances, and not to mention the fact that most skincare products aren't really going to do anything for your skin anyway. But how are you going to know this? Well, you got to be an ingredient deck reader. Now, most of you guys know that the ingredient deck on the side of skincare products, or in foods as well, goes from most concentration, or highest concentration to least concentration. At the top of the ingredient deck, the first ingredient is going to be the ingredient that's in the product at the highest concentration. It's usually going to be water, and that's usually around 80 to 90% of a skincare product, sometimes more, sometimes 95%, depending on the product. Gels and solutions, toners and such, are going to be super high concentrations of water. Creams are going to be the least concentration of water. Lotions somewhere in between. A typical cream is going to be about 60 to 70% water. Any chemist, any formulation chemist can tell you this. You know, there's only there's a standard way of making a formula, of making a cream and lotion formula, of making a skincare formula. 60 to 70 to 80% is going to be water. Then you mix in a little bit of oil. You throw in what they call an emulsifying agent, which brings the oil and water together. Usually the emulsifying agent is in the product at 1 or 2%, and that's what I call the 2% point. So when you see something like cetyl alcohol, for example, or stearyl alcohol, for example, or glyceryl monostearate, for example, these are standard emulsifying agents, and they're going to be in your skincare product around 2%. When you see that ingredient, you know everything after that is at 2% or less. You want to make a skincare product? And it's very easy to do, really. That's why do you think there's so many skincare products out there in the marketplace? Do we really need 10,000 different skincare moisturizers? Of course not. Very easy to make a skincare product. You take water. I should say it's very easy to make a standard skincare product. A little trickier to make one that works. We'll tell you about the ones that work here probably in the next couple days. We'll tell you what to look for in one that works. But your standard skincare product is going to be water, 80 to 90%, emulsifying agent, 2%, wax, maybe 2, 3, 4%, fake oil or oil, 5 or 10%. That's it. That's it pretty much. It's 90-95% right there. Then you'll throw in, if you're a marketer, or you're in the skincare business, you're a bookkeeper, and you see how much money you can make in a skincare business selling water and wax. Then you might throw in a little trace ingredients, little bells and whistles we call it, or window dressing, usually at 1 or 2%. That's your typical skincare product right there. And if it's a fancy schmancy medical product or wrinkle product or anti-aging product, maybe a little bit extra active ingredients. Would it surprise you if I told you there's only really 2 active ingredients that are really going to do anything for your skin? Maybe 3, maybe 4. Not very many of the thousands of different potential ingredients that are in products. There's only a few. Vitamin A, vitamin C, and zinc for the most part. You can get some what they call alpha and beta hydroxy acids as well, and those will have effects. But they're super, super powerful, and you're not going to see those in a lot of products. Mostly it's vitamin A, vitamin C, and zinc. Now, these are also, of course, important from an internal perspective. But when it comes to topical products, even though you got a zillion different products available, there's only 3 that are going to make a significant difference. And it isn't Nerium, and it isn't organic herbs or whatever, plant materials, as much as I love herbs. Herbs aren't really going to do anything for your skin. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I'm sorry for all you herbalists out there, and I consider myself an herbalist, but to rub an herb on your skin isn't going to really get you much benefit. A little medicinal benefit, maybe. Certainly not melon extract. Sorry, Cindy Crawford. So you got 80 to 90% baloney in your skincare product. Even if you absolutely love it, even if your plastic surgeon or your favorite movie star tells you how wonderful it is, you're basically not going to get much. A, C, and zinc is really the only 3 super active, or really only 3 active ingredients you're going to be able to obtain or use. Vitamin A comes in 3 forms, as we've said: retinol, retinoic acid, retinyl palmitate. By far and away the most effective form of vitamin A is retinoic acid. Difficult to obtain, however. You need a prescription for it. It is a little irritating. Look for retinol. And look for retinol in high concentrations. And if your retinol product doesn't have high concentrations, it isn't going to really do much. Now, the downside to retinol, as we've said many times on this program, is it's a little irritating. That's why I made my Truth Treatment products. 5% retinol, which is 10 to 50 times more retinol than you'll find in any other skincare product. It's non-irritating, though. That's because of the way I formulated the product. Now, I'm not telling you that topical vitamin A is going to be as effective as internal vitamin A, but you can still do a lot of stuff topically. It's the quintessential building vitamin internally, and it's the quintessential skin-building vitamin topically, even though, as we've said, there are problems with vitamin A. Now, the next important vitamin, we've talked a lot about vitamin A, and probably the most important topical skincare ingredient to look for, but the next one is super important too, and that's vitamin C. But like vitamin A, you got lots of problems associated with vitamin C. All right, hang tight if you're on hold. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll get your calls here as soon as we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Who has over 65 seed varieties of 34 different vegetables?
Down to Earth.
Who has over 63,000 seeds packaged to last 50 years?
Down to Earth.
Whose seeds can be frozen to maintain germination?
Down to Earth seeds. No hybrids, no GMOs, just proven old-time seed varieties grown all over the country by our grandparents. Our kids have the best variety and the largest quantities of vegetable seed for the best price. Get your food security now at downtoearthseeds.com or call 870-427-3039.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at gcnlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at gcnlive.com.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GCN.
Okay, we are back. On the bright side, 844-236-6010 is our number. Got a couple lines open for you. We're talking about skincare products. Why the heck would we rub on a skincare product if it's going to suppress our moisture factors, if it's filled with preservatives and perfumes and fragrances coming from, this is from, where do I get this from? University of California, Berkeley. Troubling levels of toxic metals found in cosmetics. A new analysis of the contents of lipstick and lip gloss may cause you to pause before puckering. And this is from the journal Environmental Health Perspectives. It turns out that University of California, Berkeley School of Public Health tested 32 different lipsticks and lip glosses, and they detected lead and cadmium and chromium and aluminum and other toxic metals in significant quantities in lipstick and lip gloss. And of course, if you put lipstick and lip gloss on your with toxic metal that contain toxic metals, on your lips, you run serious risks of eating this stuff. Just another example of how we underestimate the potency and the problems associated with how we treat our skin and how we treat our lips. We'll continue this discussion here in the next couple of days, and we'll talk about a very important toxin, pro-aging toxin that can accelerate hyperpigmentation and the formation of wrinkles and breakdown of connective tissue, in addition to being associated with cancer, something that we use every single day. Most people use it a lot every single day. And we'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll also talk about how you can use topical ingredients to help protect yourself from this very ugly toxin that we all use on a regular basis every day on top of our skin. We'll do that tomorrow as we continue talking skincare and skin health on the bright side. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Mary in Michigan, what's going on? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi, Ben. I sent you an email back on the 27th of April.
Did I not respond?
I don't know if you got it or not. It's Mary of Michigan, and I can't spell worth darn, but it was heart arrhythmia, IBS, circulation, digestion help. Anyway.
All for one person? Wait a minute.
Yeah, all me.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let me run that by me one more time. Heart arrhythmia, digestion. What were the other two? Digestive problems? IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Circulation.
And circulation. They're all related, by the way, but go ahead.
I know that. Anyway, what I'm most concerned with right now is I guess the IBS part of it. This just started about the beginning of the year, and I started taking a different probiotic. Can you take too much probiotic?
No, you can't. It's very difficult to take too much. Look, you've got somewhere in the order of 1,000 trillion bacterial cells in your gut. And by the way, this 1,000 trillion, quadrillion, something along those lines, bacteria in your gut would fit in a couple of tablespoons. That's how small these things are. Now, when you take a probiotic supplement, say you're taking a really good one, you may get 50 billion units, right, of bacteria. So 50 billion over 1 quadrillion is like a tiny, tiny fraction. Even if you took the whole bottle, you'd get still a tiny fraction of the bacteria that are already in your gut. So it's very difficult to take too much probiotics. Okay. I've never heard of it. I would say it's impossible. Personally,
should you take it on an empty stomach or with food?
That's a great question, and it's going to depend on the brand. Some brands are made to be taken on an empty stomach. Some brands are made to be taken on a full stomach, and that's a very, there's an interesting point there. The brands of probiotics are all different. Number one, they're different in the types of bacteria they contain. Number two, they're different in the proportions of the types of bacteria they contain. And number three, they're different in the quantities of bacteria they contain. And playing around with your brands is very important, and playing around with your dosage is very important. You got to experiment. There's no cut and dry recommended daily allowance or minimum levels or maximum levels when it comes to probiotics. They're basically food substances, and it's really difficult to know. You got to play around. You got to see the benefits or the lack of benefits and adjust your dose accordingly. So there's no firm answer to that question, but it's a good question. All right. So go by the brand, go by the directions on the label, and play around with your brands. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And bone soup.
Yes.
Today I am doing nothing but water.
Okay. Good for you.
For 24 hours. Because yesterday I was so sick with it, I really was sick with it.
You were sick with your IBS?
Yes, I mean,
isn't that interesting?
Like my intestines were ripped out.
Isn't that interesting? When it gets bad enough, we will not eat. We'll fast. The trick is to not get bad enough. You don't want it to wait. Right. You don't want to wait that long. But most people will tell you, "Oh, I can't fast," or "I'm addicted to food," or "I can't stop eating." When it gets bad enough, you'll stop eating.
Well,
the trick is to not wait.
I remember years ago when my daughters were sick and I was sick with some sort of an intestinal bug, and the doctor said, "Just don't eat anything for 24 hours because it's feeding on what you're eating."
Isn't that interesting? It's common sense when you think about it.
It was more like an intestinal bug. Of course, I didn't have IBS before, so I don't. Maybe it just feels the same. But tonight I wanted to start with some bone soup, and I've got a product here. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, because I don't have time or the organic chicken to make it. But there's a Pacific brand organic bone broth.
Yeah, there's also now they have bone broth powder capsules that you can get too.
Well, my only concern about it is it doesn't have any thickness to it. There's no, it's all, I mean, it's very liquid. So I'm thinking it doesn't have much...
Well, you want a little bounce. You know, when you make a good quality bone soup, you'll get a little bounce to the water. It won't be like water, right? You'll have a little bit of body to the water. That body is
when
the
I make my own, that's how it is. But
it should be that way. If it's thin, if it's really thin, you might get some protein, but you're not getting the polysaccharides, they call them, the complex sugars. And
Can I put gelatin in it?
Well, hang on. Let me just say this real quick.
Okay.
The complex sugars are really where the immune system is built, are really the factors that build up the immune system, and they come in. They're in the cartilage. Chondroitin, hyaluronic acid, glucosamine. Probably heard these terms. Those are the immune stimulators, and that's what gives your bone broth a little bit of body. Yes, to answer your question, you can do gelatin. Here's the rub with gelatin, and also with pre-made bone broth, and now these bone broth powders and bone broth capsules that you're going to start to see available. They're not organic, probably. They're not antibiotic.
Okay.
Oh, is it organic? Okay, if you've had it organic...
It's organic bone broth, and it says it's made the old-fashioned way with vinegar and all that, you know.
Okay.
And slow simmered and all that.
Okay, what's the brand? What is the brand?
Pacific.
Is it in a box?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it, and if it is organic and you're sure it's a good quality product, then that might be good. Yeah, you're right. It's not the fact that it's liquidy like that tells me that it wasn't simmered for a long time. It takes a lot of simmering for that cartilage to break down, and probably they didn't, in the interests of getting a product out and saving time, they probably didn't simmer it long enough. So it's not going to be as good as homemade. You will still probably get some value. Just make sure it's organic and antibiotic free and hormone free and stuff. You'll probably get some value, but nothing like homemade. Homemade's the way to go, if you can, if you have time.
Okay.
It doesn't take that. You don't have to sit there over the pot when you're making it.
I understand that. I just can't get the organic chicken.
Where do you live? Where are you? Are you in the country?
I live in Ironwood, Michigan.
Is that like a little tiny town somewhere?
Yeah.
No Whole Foods or health food stores or anything like that?
Well, there is, but they don't carry any chicken.
No, okay, well, then that's kind of tough. There's these organic companies now that will ship you organic food and even deliver it right to your door. Hey, we got to go. We got to take a break, and we're coming back with Keith from Block It Pocket when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Thanks for your call, Mary, by the way. And if we left you on hold, call back tomorrow. Tell our call screener we left you on hold. We'll get you first up. All right, we'll take a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Youngevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Youngevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com. Or call 855-321-HEALTH.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE. 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case. If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
You've heard them on Alex Jones. You've seen them on Ancient Aliens. Now come see them live at Contact in the Desert 2015 in Joshua Tree this May. Experience 4 full days of science-centered lectures, workshops, intensives, and fieldwork on ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial intelligence, human origins, crop circles, contact experiences, UFO sightings, and more. Meet Chariots of the Gods author Eric von Daniken, Ancient Aliens host Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, New York Times best-selling author David Wilcock, Dead Doctors Don't Lie author Dr. Joel Wallach, astronauts Edgar Mitchell and Story Musgrave, Earth Files publisher Linda Moulton Howe, author Jim Mars, and many of the world's most respected researchers and scientists exploring answers to one of the greatest questions of all time. More speakers, more panels, more things to do. Join us at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, which has a long history of sightings and contact experiences. For advance tickets and conference schedule, go to contactinthedesert.com. That is contactinthedesert.com.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Told you about heavy metals and toxins in lip gloss and lipstick. We talked about preservatives and toxins in skincare products. Our environment is filled with toxicity, and it's not just chemical toxicity. It's electromagnetic toxicity. There's electromagnetism in our environment today that didn't exist 100 years ago, 150 years ago. We're swimming in an ocean of electromagnetic energy, and certainly that's not a good thing, but there's ways that you can protect yourself. Certainly nutritional supplementation is a great strategy. Tomorrow we'll talk about some topical ways that you can protect yourself from toxicity and heavy metals, if not electromagnetic radiation. But there's also products that you can buy, and that's why I'm pleased to introduce our guest to the bright side, Keith McLeod of Block It Pocket. Greetings, Keith.
Good morning, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing well. So Block It Pocket and Block It Blanket now, I guess you got. Why Block It Pocket? What's the deal?
Well, we saw a need in the market for a quality product that could help alleviate some of the concerns with the wireless, both privacy and health. So we just kind of started out small and worked our way up to a full product line at this point.
Well, what is it? Well, tell us about what the deal is. What is Block It Pocket?
Well, Block It Pocket just incorporates specific materials that are designed to attenuate different frequencies, like you were talking about, the electromagnetic frequencies, radio frequencies, and so forth. And it's a very simple concept, really. When, for instance, you're holding a cell phone to your head, I think it's pretty well known that, you really should keep that a distance away because those concentrated frequencies can, in fact, damage cell structure and so forth, especially in young kids that haven't developed yet. So the Block It Pocket products on the health side do help to keep that at a minimum.
Well, tell us about what it is specifically. It's a pocket device, right? It's like a pack, like a wallet of some kind.
Correct. The Block It Pocket itself, which is the flagship product, is a full enclosure, a Faraday enclosure, if you will, and that not only alleviates all the electromagnetic, damaging radiation, but it also gives you privacy because no signals can get in or out of the pocket. For the people who prefer to have the ability to talk on their phone, we have what we call the Talk It. which incorporates the same materials, same attenuation rate, but it's an open-ended product that allows you to receive and send phone calls and text and so forth, but it protects you while you're carrying it or while you're talking on the phone with the phone up to your ear.
So you can actually keep the device in this pocket. You keep your phone in this pocket device, and you can still talk on your phone.
Correct.
That's kind of cool. And then what is the stuff made of? What exactly is doing the work?
Well, we use a variation of materials. The pocket and the talk, it incorporate a silver-infused nylon product. It's very durable, extremely high functioning. It works really well. Blocks out upwards of 90+% of most of the frequencies we're talking about.
And the silver is doing the work? The silver is doing the shielding? Is that correct?
That's correct. Correct. Silver is one of the best products you can use for attenuating frequencies. We also incorporate in some of our products copper-based products, a little bit of nickel, but nothing that will affect people's skin. Some people are sensitive to nickel, so we incorporate that in such a way that that's at a bare minimum. And that's about it. Copper, and one product we do use is stainless steel taffeta because it's a little firmer, but the attenuation rate it's only about 15% beneath the silver, but that would be the blanket. So you're not really dealing with as much bombardment of frequency, if you will.
Now, what's the deal with privacy? How does this protect your privacy?
Well, today's cell phones in particular, they do incorporate a small separate battery from your main battery, and some people would like to be able to have their phone with them and still not be able to be, traced or tracked. As most people now know, that's pretty prevalent. That is, in fact, being done to us and can be. And so it basically just shuts off the phone from being able to receive any frequency, whether it's on, off, someone trying to call you. But when you take the phone out of the pocket, anyone that had called you or texted you or emailed, etc., those will come in. They'll show up. So you're not missing any phone calls. You're just kind of like off the grid, if you will, for a little bit.
So your phone isn't good. So not only can you not be detected from the outside, your phone won't ring either when it's in the pocket, when it's in the block.
Correct.
Interesting.
Correct.
Okay, so you're totally disconnecting the phone from any kind of wireless connection when it's in the pocket.
That's correct, and we
That's
make them
cool.
also for it's becoming very well known, and people are getting more and more concerned the more they learn about it. So, we've also made products to accommodate tablets, laptops,
hard drives.
Pretty much any.
How about hard drive? Hard drives?
Sure, absolutely.
So you can actually protect protect yourself from any kind of electrical device that you have in your home.
That's correct, but only to an extent. That there cannot be a power cord or an antenna or anything connected while it's in the pocket, because that obviously would act as an antenna and allow the device to capture a signal.
Okay, now you have a whole bunch of. You got the pocket. That's the one I've been playing with, which I love, by the way. And you got other products as well. You've got one for the laptop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You got one for your head. Tell us about the hat, the Blocket hat. I thought that was kind of clever, actually.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of funny in the beginning, but we actually got quite a few inquiries of looking for something that, some people work in an environment, an office or something, that there's just an intense amount of Wi-Fi, cell phone stuff going on, and some people are very sensitive. And by protecting their head, it alleviates some of the symptoms that they experience, and so we decided just to add it to the product list.
Have you noticed anything with headaches or migraine headaches or anything like that with the hat?
Myself personally, no. But we have had people get back to us and say that it really did help them.
That's kind of cool. And then you have a headband also?
That's correct, yes.
And a larger version of the pocket that ladies can use as a handbag, kind of, the Blocket handbag. And you can put anything in there, probably.
Right. We actually have a handbag. It's a crossover style. as well as a larger pocket than the basic pocket. Some of the phones today are pretty big. So we've kind of branched out a little bit and give people a little more choice as far as, custom fitting their devices to a Block-It Pocket product.
It's big enough for a tablet, I take it, right? Like one of those smaller tablets, is that right? The handbag?
Well, sure. Well, what we ask people typically when they go on the website and choose a product is to enter in their dimensions. If they're looking for a custom thing, your average phone or anything, you can just pick a basic product. But yeah, we'll make them to a custom fit.
You'll make the bags to a custom fit for if somebody has a weird sized tablet or something? You'll custom design one?
Absolutely.
That is super cool. Now, give out your website.
That would be blockitpocket.com.
That's easy, blockitpocket.com, and people can reach you by phone as well?
They certainly can. It's 888-315-9618.
All right, so 888-315-9618. What does the Block-It Pocket go for?
Well, for your basic pocket, that's the full enclosure, you're looking at $39.95. Free shipping anywhere in the continental U.S. And it goes up from there, basically, for as far as the Faraday enclosure ones. The Talkit, the one we were talking about that you can still speak on the phone, that's only $24.95.
Nice.
We also have a product that can accommodate either very small or older flip phones, as well as RFID credit cards and so forth. That's becoming quite a demand, actually. And so we incorporated, that's our latest product, is the RFID blocking pocket.
Very, very cool. Now, you also have anything special? You guys run periodic special offers. Anything special going on?
There's nothing going on right now.
Okay.
We do have, we're kind of like testing the waters with some different types of logos and things that we're putting on the pocket. So there is one something people can look at right now if they go to the special items on the product list on the website. All
right, so it's blockitpocket.com. Phone number, one more time, Keith. Phone number is 888-315-9618. I'm sorry, 888-315-9618. Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for the product, and we'll talk again soon. Okay, buddy?
Thank you, Ben. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Thank you, Keith. All right, that's Keith McLeod, blockitpocket.com. Their phone number is 1-888-315-9618. I've been using mine now for about a month, and I love it. All right, blockitpocket.com. Thanks for listening, friends. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about skincare on the bright side. Have yourselves a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610.